But these numbers, at least at first blush, look like the company is able, well, it's up 4 points already, to, I don't know, do whatever it does. The business model works at Home Depot, regardless, it seems like, of the environment. The estimate was for 412, and the company earned well above that. Where's the number? 424. The revenue number, $38.9 billion for sales. I believe that's also above. And then same-store sales, they had forecast 3%. And in the U.S., it was up 4.5. No, U.S. same-store sales, 4.5, and total same-store sales up 4.3. Now, for fiscal year, they still see just 3%. So they beat currently, reaffirming guidance in the quarter and for the year. And operating margins, the company still sees 15.4%. So let's talk about Brian Nagel. He may be able to explain. Joining us now, senior research analyst at Oppenheimer. And that's what we always ask, 7% mortgage rates. Does just a bad sentiment, a bad feeling in housing, does it ever affect Home Depot? People were worried it might because there were some other companies involved in that market differently. But Home Depot seems to just shake things off and just keep rolling. Right, Brian?
Hey, Joe. Good morning. Yeah, look, I think so. I'm just digging through these results now, and I mean, they're very boring, which is actually quite good. You know, as you laid out, I mean, it's an easy beat from Home Depot, and this is coming despite all these concerns about housing slowdown in the United States. But look, I think it just shows how well positioned Home Depot is, how well run this company is, that the company continues to put up these type of numbers despite, look, there clearly are some housing pressures out there. I think there's more housing concerns within the market, but Home Depot is performing very well here.
It's just odd that we're not in a recession, hopefully, but in a slowing economy or in a recessionary environment, you would think people might not choose to do remodeling or home improvement. So it doesn't just have to be new home sales or mortgage. They may not take a loan with rates higher, may not have to do that, but it just seems like they would get less aggressive about making improvements. And that has not been the case yet, Brian, or as you say, they just manage it so well.
Well, look, I think it's a very interesting dynamic right now. So clearly, if you look at the housing data, housing turnover is slow. Home sales are slower, okay? But that in and of itself is actually a very small piece of Home Depot's business. Where Home Depot really plays, so to say, is in more the fixing of existing homes, the enhancing of existing homes. And right now, I think, again, despite a lot of concerns out there, I think the consumer is actually in good shape. So in a way, and Home Depot's mentioned this, I've talked a lot about to our clients, I think these higher rates are actually a benefit for Home Depot because they're keeping people in existing homes. They're making people less likely to change to new homes. And then those people are basically enhancing their existing homes, and that's a benefit to Home Depot. So I think we're in this spot right now where consumer confidence is actually still quite good, particularly amongst core Home Depot type consumers. Now, if the economy were to go into recession, if we were to go into a slower consumer spending environment, that could be bad. But we're not there right now. Right now, we're in a slower housing environment, but the consumer is still holding up quite well.
So how can you tell the difference between something like some analysis pointed to Masco? They make a lot of paint, or 3M, which is involved in building materials, and both pointed to softening demand in home improvement. Is that how they cover? Is it a different business mix at those companies, or are they not managing through this as well as Home Depot? What's the difference? Why do they see weakness?
Well, probably a bit of both, right? I don't know those companies terribly well. Obviously, I watch them in my work at Home Depot. But what those companies are probably reflecting is the slowdown in new home building, housing starts, more than that business. Whereas Home Depot, again, the vast majority of their business is to existing homeowners, either enhancing or maintaining their homes. And so that's really a different driver than you see at some of these suppliers like Masco.